people. I don't know how I look on camera today, so I'm sorry. But on my blog, well, me and Sam's blog, we kind of like, I kind of told you guys I would be talking about bullying, doing an anti-bullying thing. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm really tired today. Nah, you know, like, But anyways, basically, I'm going to be telling you, yeah, I can't get a hold of Sam, and I have to sit up tall, and, I'm lazy, but okay, so this is kind of my story. Alright, so this story is going to be a little long, guys, sorry. Basically, it all started, like, way back, whenever I was still young to even know what bullying was, but I went to a school with bad people in it, and basically the bad people took over the school, and yeah, and it all started around 3rd grade? No, first and 2nd grade bullying isn't even important, just like name calling, you know, like, cause, you know, little kids don't do much more than that. They don't do a lot of damage. And, yeah, so let's start it off from 3rd grade then. So, basically, how it started was this one girl tripped me in the hallway once whenever I was going to the library, I think, or lunch. Anyways, it's not important. I was going somewhere else, and this girl tripped me on purpose, and then just started kicking my stuff like up and down the hallway, and a bunch of people stopped and started kicking my stuff with her and laughing and stuff, and I was just upset that I gathered up all my stuff and I made my way towards where I was going, you know. But that's just how it started. Like, it just something as dumb as that started a whole new web of bullying, and it was ridiculous. Let's see, next, like, nothing really ever happened in 3rd grade. Well, no, I wouldn't say that. Well, like, I had to buy a lot of other supplies and stuff because people kept on stealing my books. They kept on breaking into my locker, stealing my stuff, you know, and I would find them in the most bizarre places ever. You know, like, what are you doing with my things? No, I'm sorry. That was not. Too soon, guys, too soon. No. Yeah, I got a few nasty notes, too, slipped into my backpack and stuff. It was the petty, oh, go kill yourself kind of notes, you know, and it didn't really bother me at all. And then here comes the fantabulous 4th grade, worst grade ever, guys, because it's not exactly becoming more responsible and mature. It's more of you're figuring out just what all of that stuff is. Or at least in my school, it was the time where you got bullied the most. But there were popular girls, there were jocks, there were nerdy kids. Like, wow, like we already had the social ladder going on in 4th grade at my old school. And I was the loner. You know, I was the outcast. So what people did was they wrote stuff on my locker. Like, the populars and the jocks sometimes did it, and they were like, whore, bitch, you're fat. You know, like those petty little things. But they did hurt back then because I was an idiot. You know, I get called that stuff like a lot, and it doesn't even faze me no more because I got used to it. And then everything kind of shifted to my insecurities. Yeah, like everything's my insecurity. I act like this tough little girl, but really, I'm not tough. Believe me, Sam is tough. I am not a tough person. No siree. At all. But they made fun of my looks, my hair, my voice, my clothing, my everything really. Some of the comments were, every single time you talk, a little kid gets cancer. That was something about my voice. Something about my hair was, I think your hair is pretty ugly. You should sign up for chemo so it fell out. And I mean, okay, too soon, too far. Okay, no, that's disrespectful towards people who really do have cancer. And I told them so, and they were like, oh, you're just a bitch. We were just joking, don't be such a bitch. What are you talking about? Like, you insult me, and then you tell me not to be a bitch? Like, yeah. And, like, I had to skip lunch to clean the stuff off if I could. It took me like the whole period. And yeah, and I actually got detention once for that, I think. It doesn't matter. And here's 5th grade. 5th grade was awful, guys. Like, oh my god. Like, I'm kind of tearing up just thinking about it. I'm sorry. I decided to be weak today. But I did promise you guys, so I'm gonna tell you guys. What happened was, basically I got into a bunch of fights with people. Like, some of them were like, this guy like threatened to gut up my friend. You know, gut up means like hurt really badly for all of you people who don't know like my language. And I don't think it was a real threat, but he just said it with too much hate, man. So I got into a fight with him. Another girl was just, basically like insulting my heritage. And I know, I'm pale, but I'm Asian. There are pale Asians, so get over it. No, I'm kidding, I'm sorry. But the fights consisted of basically people thinking that I'm the weak one. And I mean, like, I'm emotionally weak, but like physically I am actually quite strong. And so usually I won, sometimes I lost, got away with a couple bruises and stuff along with the others. I'll tell you that that's like an outcome. Sorry, you guys. And then one girl actually told me to go cut myself and die. Her exact words were, "You need to cut yourself and you need to die from it because I'm sick of having you around my school." And I was like, girlfriend, please. And I am ashamed to say that I have cut, but I'll explain that more later. Yeah, but 5th grade was so bad that I had to be pulled out of this school. One, we couldn't afford it anymore, so heck no, I'm not doing that. And second of all of the girls and the guys were bullying me. I only had one friend like my entire time there, and she ended up saving my life later. Yeah. I'll explain that more, you know, after I tell the story. And then here comes the almighty 6th grade. 6th grade, oh my god. Like, a lot of things happen there, and I keep my life hidden from my parents. I usually don't, like, I just usually don't ever, you know, share, because they got enough to worry about. They provide me food, and that's worrisome enough. Because I eat more than a horse, swear to God. Ironic, because I have a shirt on my horse. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, anyways. 6th grade, I'm became friends with the wrong person, and she lied to me a lot. And lying is actually bullying, because you're saying both bad stuff to the person and bad stuff about another. So you're really doing like double damage. That's a new term I thought up just there. Like it, guys? Anyways, I became friends with the wrong person, and she was a little bit like, yeah, she told me that all my friends call me fat, and let me explain why that was like so harsh towards me. Whenever, like, it was like way back then, you know, in Catholic school, this girl told me to lose 32 pounds because I was a fat ass. Her exact words were, "Lose 32 pounds, you fat ass." And I was 60 back then. So basically, she told me that I had to weigh like around 26, 28? I don't know. But yeah, and I went to public school, by the way, in 6th grade. And that's basically why I was, because I got told that every single day, guys. Like, they wrote that on my locker, they wrote that on my stuff that they stole, you know. They were cruel about my weight and my eating habits. But that's why it's bad to tell me, "Oh, you're fat, oh, you're fat," because I really believe that I'm fat now because of all of the events that happened. But as a result from that girl telling me that the people that I trusted thought I was fat, which was a total lie, by the way. Well, by saying that, I decided that I was not going to eat anymore. Yeah, I starved myself for 4 or 5 days, and then what ended up happening was after that I would only eat a Rice Krispie treat because that was the only thing that was less than like 100 calories, and I was so freaked out about that, and I went from 82 to 60, 22 pounds, guys. Like, that's horrible. Yeah, and then stuff happened. I got yelled at by the guidance counselor because I was destroying my internal organs, and so then she told me that she would have people watching me, and if I didn't eat or not, then she would know and she would talk with me. And basically that meant that I had to eat. And at first I played with my food, but then I got over myself and I was like, okay, I haven't eaten. I have to eat. And so I did, and yeah. And I did get help for that. Like, I don't think I'm as fat as I did. Like, I was to the point where I just saw an elephant in the mirror. Yeah. So that was, yeah. And finally, here are the consequences. The consequences are that I tried to commit suicide once, where that one girl like saved my life, and then two, I cut. Basically, I just felt really unloved whenever I got home one day, and I was home all alone, and that just made me feel so much worse, you know? So I took a huge Advil bottle like that big, and then I dumped half of the bottle in my hand. And it was like the extra strength stuff, guys, I'm not joking. And I set them on the counter, and then I got a glass of water and I downed them just as a phone rang. After I swallowed them, I ran to get it, and it was my best friend back then. And she was like, hey, what's up? And we talked for a while, and she goes, love you like a sister, and then she hangs up. That changed everything for me. I puked up the pills, I made myself do it, and I owe everything to her. Because I was so frail back then. I mean, like, I could pack a punch, yeah, but I was so frail. If I let that continue into my bloodstream or whatever, I would have died. I would have. And then cutting, it was a release. I'm sorry, I'm getting kind of teary now. I'm sorry. One scar remains. And it was just a big release for me, and I had control over my own life for once in that instance, and it wasn't for me. So of course I stopped. It was hard, but I stopped, and that's the important thing, right? And yeah, and yes, I've gotten the urges to cut, and yes, I have acted on them before, but it hasn't been recently. It really has not. Because let me tell you, cutting, it's not good. Like, okay, I know, it's like the whole big spiel about this, but okay, basically, you don't have control over your body like that. You may think you do, but trust me, if you cut too deep, it won't stop and you'll just bleed out and die. And, you know, and cutting is bad. I'm not like judging cutters, I'm not judging anyone really. I'm naming this on my own experience, that cutting is not the answer. And that it's horrible, because, you know, whenever you see that red, it makes you feel alive, and that's what's so dangerous. You lose blood, but you feel like you're alive, and you keep on doing it. But if you cut a major vein in your body, you will die, no matter how much you pray. And maybe I'm overreacting, but that's my opinion. Yeah, but those are the consequences. And, yeah. So if you ever need to talk to me about anything, then I'm always here. And you guys are like, we're the internet support group, you know, and yeah, and I actually do credit 2 YouTubers. So that's a really fucked up too, I'm sorry guys. I credit 2 YouTubers for saving my life as well. Dan Is Not on Fire and Amazing Film, because they always made me smile, and that smile just made me feel better than cutting did, you know, and I owe them. So I'm gonna figure out how to add annotations, and yeah, thanks for watching guys. If you ever need anything, message me. I will be there. Yeah. Bye, have you guys a nice day, yeah. Sorry guys. Bye. Yeah, have a nice day or evening, and happy Thanksgiving! Woo! I'm not gonna be able to update for a while.